I told Dylan O'Brien that his movie was crazy. Like, actually wild.
Oh no.
Today we're doing a brutally honest and spoil-free review of Twinless, starring Dylan O'Brien and James Sweeney. I saw this at the Provincetown Film Festival, which was amazing, by the way. If you ever get a chance to go, 100% go. And I actually got to meet Dylan O'Brien and James Sweeney because they came to the screening, but we'll get to that later. Twinless is actually pretty difficult for me to put into words, but I'm gonna try my best. Dylan O'Brien actually plays two characters in this movie. He plays Rocky and Ronan, two twins who could not be more different. Rocky is gay, hence the Provincetown Film Festival, and Ronan is straight. Rocky has all of these friends. He's super extroverted. He travels, and Ronan admittedly says he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Ronan's a pretty shy guy. So at the beginning of the movie, we see that Rocky has unfortunately tragically passed away, which is pretty unusual because the twins are only in their 30s. So it's always really difficult when someone dies young, of course. And the opening scene is of Ronan at the funeral where all these people keep going up to him and breaking down because he looks just like his twin brother, Rocky, who has died.
Oh no.
So the movie is kind of full of all these dark humor moments where you don't know if you should laugh. The dark humor may or may not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. That's fine. So Ronan goes to this twin support group, I guess a twinless support group for twins who have lost their twin, which I didn't know was a thing. It's at this twinless support group where Ronan meets Dennis, who is played by James Sweeney, who wrote, directed, produced, and starred in this film. So kudos to him. That's very difficult. Very, very difficult. Dennis and Ronan create this unexpected bond where they bond over both having lost a twin brother, and they get very codependent very fast. Ronan actually calls him to go grocery shopping with him because he's not used to doing things by himself and wants to go grocery shopping with another. So they kind of create this surrogate twin replacement relationship. So, what did I think? First of all, I've got to give James Sweeney some credit for that incredible script. Dylan O'Brien described it as a script that actors dream of, and I have to agree. At no point when I was watching it did I ever know where it was going, and that's pretty rare, I feel, in terms of my experiences watching movies.
Yeah, when I first read the script, I thought it was the most special thing I'd ever come across.
Also, the script, it really is a nice blend of everything. Like, it has drama where it really touches you in terms of grief and loneliness, and it's also really ridiculously funny if dark humor is your thing. James Sweeney said he was inspired by his ex, who had a twin, as well as Macbeth. We're not in a theater, so I can say it. Macbeth. I also think that Dylan O'Brien truly reaches new heights with his acting in this. It's a lot more mature than things he's done in the past, which I think is a good thing. And there's also that spicy scene that everyone on the internet has been talking about that I watched right next to my mother. But I would truly, with my full chest, give this a rating of 5 stars. 5 stars. So, how did I meet Dylan O'Brien? So I actually saw him in the audience of another event that weekend, and I was like, oh my god, that's Dylan O'Brien. I have to go and shoot my shot. Like, I was a Teen Wolf girl. Like, when Styles was evil, that was crazy. Okay? So I went up to him and I was like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kelly. And he said, hi, I'm Dylan. And I was like, oh, well, I know. I watched Teen Wolf. I've watched you throughout the years. Like, I'm such a big fan. And he thanked me, and he told me it was lovely meeting me, and he shook my hand, and he asked me if I was staying for the Twinless screening, and I was like, yeah, of course. He was like, okay, I'll see you later. But yeah, they say not to meet your idols, but he really just seemed like a nice, chill dude. So after the screening, there was a Q&A with Dylan O'Brien and James Sweeney, and they asked who had any questions, and my hand went straight up, and I told them, this is a crazy movie, and I loved it. And they said thank you. And then I asked Dylan, his character has a very emotional scene where he breaks down. And I asked him what was his process in preparing for that. And he said that first he just focused on getting the lines down so he wouldn't have to worry about it. And then while in the scene, he just tried to be present and just kind of let it happen. And it worked.
Yeah, I mean, the hotel scene was the scariest thing I ever had to do in my career, you know, but that's like a real blessing too, to be able to even do something at 33 years old, you know, where you know, it's a huge sort of step in my evolution, you know, in what I do.
So yeah, Twinless is one of the more unique films I've seen in a hot minute. So if you're into dark comedy or emotional storytelling or just want something a little different, I would recommend this film for you. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on seeing it, if you've seen it, what did you think? And like and subscribe. See you in the next one.